I dropped my phone now twice, and I think it's working. I hope it's working. Hi, how are you this morning? Alice
Very well, thank you.
and Sarah.
A little bit tired after yesterday, but I'm in a good mood. Very excited.
So this is the second day at the Fair Formland, and you're here for the second time, right? You were here and we met in January when you were here for the first time. Why do you come to a fair like Formland?
Well, we need exposure for sure, and we think that Formula is one of the biggest fair here in the Nordics. So it's a very good platform where we can, see if our brand resonates with people, and with private and not private. So,
And you won a prize, right?
Yeah, we won the second place in the Creators Community Award last time. So it was a really nice experience, and then we won to participate this time. But I think also we would have done it if we didn't won anyway. Yeah.
So what do you do? What is Reveein Studio?
is it a question for Alice?
It is.
This is a question for Alice.
Reveein Studio is a brand that focuses on how we consume flowers. So that was our start. We wanted to create a different way of consuming flowers, focusing on something that lasts longer.
Sarah, can you not go get the flowers and while Alice is talking, and we could show it to the audience? Yeah. That's not. These are fashion girls, so they definitely know how to present things. So yeah, you were talking about flowers.
We wanted. Everybody loves flowers, and flowers are in every culture. Everybody resonates with the symbolism one way or another, but our concept was born because we wanted to have something that retained the same symbolism but lasts longer, because the lifetime of a flower is 12 days. So we really wanted to create an alternative to that, and also to create a category in the category. Everybody knows and has seen foxflowers, and usually the quality is not appealing. It's not something that you want to keep in your living room, in a vase, in the table. So we wanted to have a product that retain the symbolism, resonate with people, retain beauty, elevate the category.
But also that was a more cool object, so more like a design object. So it's a fusion between fashion, art, and artificial flowers. Because it was also born out of that we didn't like classic flowers, and we didn't like paper flowers that much. So we wanted to make a new category that was more high-end and more avant-garde.
So, but you kind of define yourself as a fashion brand, don't you?
Yeah, like a cultural brand, I would say. So I think we are a mix of many different categories. So it's a little bit difficult to put us in a box. So that's why it's also funny for us to be at fairs.
That's why I like you. I hate boxes.
Yeah, that's why we made a squared flower, because actually a square is the only shape that doesn't exist in nature. So we like to play with what is nature and what is abstract, and still have the very lifelike materials and lifelike veins, and then people are drawn to that because it looks so realistic, but then it kind of a mindfuck.
It's like
with
a
you.
glitch.
Yeah.
It's a glitch in the brain for people. Some people are really, really attracted by it. It was a very divisive shape, the square bloom, but it is so well done. The quality is so high that we had this florist person walking in a flower market, and the people that work in the flower market were asking him, "Where have you bought this flower?
What is it? What species is it?
What species is it?" Because it looked real. Yeah.
But then we also do sculptures so that are more abstract, or like exhibitions. So it's not always just a flower, but we want it to be affordable for everyone. So that's also something that are really important for us, that it's affordable art, affordable design. So this is not expensive.
Why is it so affordable? I think it's really affordable, and I think it's too affordable.
Yeah, we heard that, and that is also maybe true. It is a good price.
It's about one flower is about 30, 40 euros, right? Yeah.
Exactly, and some of them are 50. I think a lot of people still in the Nordics consider that a lot of money if you put it next to a flower.
Yeah.
But for us, it's a different category.
Yeah.
If you put it next to a vase or a lamp, it's cheap. So it's also about learning people how to consume this. So we wanted it to be a fair price. So
they're also not ready to have the step from, yes, a real flower is
Yeah.
a way cheaper,
Yeah.
but why?
Yeah.
And how long does that last?
Yeah.
Our flowers are certified to last 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is not expensive compared to a real flower that you put in the trash bin after 12 days. That is the insanity to me, to get something that then ends up in the trash bin.
I need to talk about something else than flowers.
Let's do it.
Should we start about talking about how two girls meet nowadays? How does two girls meet nowadays?
yeah, I think you're really good at explaining the story.
I'm coming from the movie industry. I've worked in the industry 11 years, and I've done props and special effects. And Sarah is coming from PR and marketing and fashion. And Sarah had the concept and the idea of Reveein, and she needed somebody to make the first prototypes and to talk materials and process and so on. And that's how we got together from before, because we worked for campaigns.
Yeah, I had an agency that did a fashion and lifestyle advertising agency, and it was going really well. But I felt like I was missing the art, actually, that the craftsmanship and all the fun. So I met Alice through a common friend, and then we just clicked. And I was like, she made some prototypes for like a medical campaign, actually, where she made something, and I was like, we really understand each other. And I needed someone that could understand a very abstract idea that it is when you say, I want to make a square flower. How do we do it? It has to be a flower, but not a flower. And a lot of people didn't understand, but you understood right away.
Yeah,
And
we're
then we
very
came from
similar
there.
in terms of how to merge an idea to reality, or how to make it happen, and how to make it scalable, and la la la. And we have the very same rhythm at work. In one day, we can do a week of work.
But do you do the flowers yourself by hand, or have you had is it it's outsourced now? Is it?
That's how it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made every piece by ourselves. And then we were lucky enough to be part of big exhibitions, and then all the money we got from those exhibitions we reinvested, and now we have 2 production companies.
How old is the brand? Like 2 years old, or?
Yeah, a little more than 2 years old.
We launched 2 and something years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you measure success? Because that's also important when you're fairly new to the market.
Well-
We launched before we were.
They're pointing to the covers of Elle magazine, and I think that's also a way to measure success.
Together with big brands like Chanel and Cartier.
Yeah.
It was at the beginning when we launched with a square bloom. Everybody could not understand it. So many people came to us and they said, "But why? But why a square bloom?"
Yeah.
And we, when you have a vision, it's difficult to explain to people why a square bloom. And then Sarah explained a while ago. And then after 2 years, we're in a cover of a magazine.
But I think also what we did is that we wanted to launch before we were ready. So we skipped the full. Normally, when working with design, you work for many years, finalizing
Prototyping.
your prototype, and I think it's a waste of time because you're nothing without your consumers, and
No.
you're nothing without people understanding it. So we did everything by hand, with my leftovers from the fashion industry and Alice from the studio with props, and we wanted to see if we could sell it. And then we did. And then we thought, okay, there's something about this. And we took it from there. So we launched when we were a little bit embarrassed still by our product.
I think that's healthy. I think
It
that's
is.
healthy.
It is.
Yeah.
Also because then it's not difficult to let go if it doesn't work. And if you have many ideas, it's good to just let them out.
Yeah.
And then some people resonate with them, some other don't, and then you just move forward.
Yeah.
You cannot be too attached to something all the time. Otherwise you're gonna get stuck.
Yeah, so success for us is doing something that people get something out of looking at. It's not like we can. If success for me is also that I can see that people's eyes when walking by here are drawn to this, and maybe they smile, and maybe they do like this, or maybe they're like, "What is this?" And I think that's a really big success for me, because when I walk around, there's lots of beautiful things, but there's not a lot that really like is different.
Yeah.
So for me, that's success also.
It is.
I think moving on to sort of like future, you've done now the squared flowers. Where do you go next? Are you going to do like triangular flowers?
We would. We still also have tulip bells and other stuff, and then we will also try to make more sculptures.
Right.
Um,
What do you mean by that?
For example, we have. I'm gonna get it.
So now it's your turn, Alice. What do you think about the future?
Well, yeah, the future to me it's a lot about materials actually. I am the material nerd, right? So I want to try to experiment with new materials instead of maybe next time using recycled polyester from plastic bottles and food waste. I would like to try use glass. Or whatever it is, and create new shapes, always inspired by nature, but something completely different for next time.
Yeah.
How do you make sure you think new? This is also one of the things I'm thinking about.
It's not a problem for us.
No.
For us,
We just sit in a bar and we
comes
grab
very
a
naturally.
beer and we just talk 1 hour and put down ideas.
yeah, and
It's,
then we
it's,
sort them.
there is a little bit of magic when me and Sarah are together. That's our secret.
I need to also ask, you know, time is running. We talked about 15 minutes because it's going to be like a long while,
Yeah.
but you know, we're almost done, right? You realize that, yeah. So how Danish is Reveein?
It's a Danish brand, but we also noticed what we thought in the beginning, that it was a really big, important trademark around for Danish cultural design and everything, but it's not actually out there in the world. So I think it's more about the product than it's about being Danish.
And Alice, you're not very Danish, are you?
I am not Danish whatsoever. I'm Italian. I'm an adoptive Dane.
Yeah. But you're welcome to stay in Scandinavia, so yeah, please stay.
Thank you very much.
She has to stay.
Okay, one way I do, when I do my talks and interviews, one way to sort of like get behind the person's name or the face or the mask is talking about different things, the unexpected things, but not too difficult. I'm not going to like corner you, don't worry. I'm not going to corner you. But we can talk about desserts. Sarah, are you a dessert person? What kind of desserts do you like?
I like chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm more like a food person than
So if you go to a restaurant, you will skip dessert, is that?
I will take two. I'd rather take 2 dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alice, if I would come to your house and you would cook me a meal, because I don't cook, that's the thing. What would you make for dessert for me?
I am not a dessert person. I love spicy and I love savory food, but if I have to make a dessert for you, I will do a classic. I will do a tiramisu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't eat dessert either, so don't worry. Yeah.
Tiramisu is not too sweet. There is coffee in it.
Yeah, I know, but it's kind of heavy.
It is.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
would do
full
like
meal
I
block.
would do an ice cream thing here. Gelato.
Yeah.
Sorbet. Or
Yeah, I'll do
with a little bit of
I'll do a
vodka.
Negroni afterwards.
me too. Yeah.
I think it would be nice.
So we are not dessert people.
Yeah, no, exactly. But it also gives a vision of who you are to the audience. So
Yeah.
like, okay, what's your favorite flower?
Oh,
You should be prepared for this kind of question. That's the quickest one. Okay, Alice, what's your favorite flower?
A poppy flower.
yeah. But I really like Dantorium that we did in the beginning. I really find it very surrealistic and almost like artificial from the beginning, like something from space.
I remember seeing you 6 months ago, and I immediately fell in love with what you do. And I look forward to follow your path. And I think you're going to be huge stars in the future. So, and with this, we say goodbye.